What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, I know there's a lot going on in the background. Please excuse the mess. This is my absolute state right now of too many motorcycles inside the crib. Got my fake BMW Chinese Alibaba bike. Got my beautiful Suron hanging out. And still got this Nexion hanging out over here. But anyways, today's video is a video that I've been putting off for quite some time. And it's on the RSF650, which I totally hooked up. This was like one of my first projects ever. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the first video I ever had on my channel was about this RSF, which I did long ago. We changed the motor, the battery, I painted this whole thing, did the chair. Again, I have videos on all this stuff on my channel, but today I will finally be installing this beautiful fork on this bike. So we'll have suspension in the front. It's super fun to ride this thing, but not having suspension is a bit annoying. So we're gonna install that. This actual fork is from a dude off Marketplace, which ended up being a cool homie, and he actually saw some of my videos on my channel. I think he's a subscriber. So if you're watching this, man, shout out to you. Got this for a pretty good deal. And these forks are from like AliExpress or Alibaba, but they're almost like a 1-to-1 of what the Ride or Die kit is. So got it for a way better price. Should have everything that I need. And I will also need to install this Moto brake, which I got over here. Got a new rotor for it and the Moto brake, which fits this fork. So we got a lot going on today. I need to remove this front fork and all the things on the handlebar, the light, the wheel, all that stuff. Pretty straightforward, so I'm not gonna bore you with that. While I do that, here's a small little message from today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Moto electric air pump. It features an inflation pressure up to 150 psi. This electric air pump is so small it could literally fit in your pocket. This mini pump features a flick to start design. You can easily set the pump to your desired pressure, and it also has a memory function to save your last two pressure settings. That is pretty cool. And this is how long it takes this pump to inflate a fat tire from 0 psi to 20 psi. This mini electric air pump is perfect for electric scooters, e-bikes, dirt bikes, and with the included quick release Schrader adapter and needle, you can easily inflate your favorite sports equipment. I will have a link in the description if you're interested in checking out this electric air pump. Now, let's get back to the video. All right, I got the front fork off and everything that came along with it. Now, got the new fork ready with the triple clamp ready. Triple clamp does come with these bearings that obviously I need to install. I have the original ones here. I'll knock these out, throw on the triple clamp, get everything back together, and then we'll attack the brakes. So I managed to knock those bearings out. Got a clean situation. I cleaned it, got the new bearings. I'm gonna pop these into place, knock them in there, and then we'll take it from there. All right, got the new bearing installed. Now, here's a little tip. When you are hammering those in, if you don't have a press, of course, you're gonna hammer it out of control. You may ruin your bearing. This is the old bearing I took out, so I didn't really care, but here's a little tip. Just use a 25 mil socket, and it literally fits perfectly on this metal ridge, and you just hammer it perfectly in. So here's a little tip for you. Got the triple clamp on there, top and bottom all tight. And now it's time to fit the tubes. Pretty easy process. I'm gonna go from the bottom up, make sure they're level, tighten it up, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so I got the forks on. They look amazing. I installed the handlebars. There was actually an area for me to install the light too, so it worked out perfectly. Routed all the cables for now. Next, I need to install this brake, which I'll open in a second, and this rotor onto the wheel. So I'm gonna open this up, remove that, put the new one on, and get it ready. I think it's better for me to install the brake on first, and then we'll tackle putting on the wheel and aligning everything. Now I did buy this, and I will have links in the description for pretty much almost everything. Again, the forks I got off of Marketplace, but I'll have a link for this, and I'll have a link for the brake rotor and the Moto brake if you want to do this yourself. So that'll be in the description. But anyways, got to get all this going. I'm going to start by getting the wheel ready, open this up and try to install it, and then I'll see you guys after that. Okay, wheel is on. I got the new brake rotor on there. Wheel is nice and centered and greased up, and everything is beautiful. The only issue I'm having right now is with this Moto brake situation. See, this beast right here has its own bracket, and when I got this fork, it came with another bracket over here that's supposed to pretty much mount up to that. But for some reason, I'm having a hard time. There's like no clearance over here or whatnot. And I kind of want to get this video finished and go out and try this fork already. So I think what I'm going to do for now is just remove this bracket so it's not in the way. And I'm just gonna rock it without a front brake for now. I have the rear brake, and this RSF is really more of like a snack getting machine for me anyways. It just has the My 1020 motor over there. It's like 1800 watts. It goes about 34 miles an hour, and I'm happy with that. If I wanna race or do something crazy, I got my Sur on and these things over here. So I might not need that front brake after all. So let me wrap everything up over here, and then I'm gonna hit the street and see what this fork is like. All right, finally, here we are outside, and I must say that I am super happy with this. To me, I got this off Marketplace, so I paid like $120 for that fork, so highly worth it. This fork is literally almost the same as the Ride or Die kit, so I'm highly happy with this. Check it out. Amazing. It's still the stock rear shock, but I might change that later to that D&M one. But I am super happy with this and how it turned out. Now, there are a few things that the negatives that I might say, but let's hop on the bike. We'll take it for a ride, and I'll talk about everything. Let's go. We are on. And first thing I can say from riding it is the geometry of the bike definitely changed. But wow, what a difference. This is so much smoother. By the way, look at that smoke in the background. You see that? That is the Palisades fire, which we're having right now. LA is like all on fire. There's fires over there, there's fires over there, there's fires everywhere. That is absolutely crazy. Oh man, look at that thing. Wow, absolutely nuts. Let's see if I can capture it with my phone a bit better. Look at that thing. Absolutely crazy. That is the Palisades fire, which is roughly about 8 or 10 miles from where I'm at. Pretty insane. We pray for those people, and shout out to the LAFD for doing what they can. Oh man, look at that. That just happened. That dark smoke right there. And it's still windy out here, as you can tell. It's not helping the situation. This is absolutely Okay, now back to the bike. Man, what a difference. Let me go over some. Oh yeah, some of these bumps, they don't hurt anymore. With the original fork, that hard fork, man, you just felt everything. And not just that, now I feel like because of this front fork, it almost feels like the rear shock is working better. I don't know how to explain it, but it literally feels like that rear shock is actually doing what it's supposed to do now. Like, it was too rigid before, and I didn't change anything on it. It's just how it is. But soon I will get that D&M rear shock and install that. I've been kind of not really neglecting this bike, but as I said earlier, this was like literally like my snack getting machine. I go to 7-Eleven, get what I need, and I took it on a few longer rides because this battery is insane. I can probably get like 25 miles off this battery. So I went on a few journeys, but having that hard fork earlier, you know, after 20 miles or so, you can definitely starting to feel it. Wow, just went over these bumps like nothing. That is awesome. There's a few speed bumps here. I want to try those out. Let's see this. Oh my god, what a difference. Amazing. I'm super happy with this. Now, there are a few negatives, of course. We already spoke about the positives. Great fork, much smoother, much nicer of a ride. The negatives are, one is I lost my front brake. I had a hard time trying to fit that Moto one. I may have to play around with it and play around with the spacers, and I might be able to make it work. I just wanted to get this video out, so we'll do that next time. Let's see this bump real quick. Oh my god, what a difference. Amazing. Another one coming up. So much better, holy shit. But anyway, so that's that. Lost my front brake. I lost my front fender. Now this fork does have screw holes that you can maybe mess around with the original fender and make it work, or find something that might work. But to be honest with you, I'm kind of digging this. I'm digging this no front fender look, so I may keep it like that. But anyways, that is something you lose. The third thing is I kind of lost my phone mount that I had here. I mean, I can probably put it on the side, but I like having it in the center. And because of this top clamp over here, whatever, it's impossible for me to install it. So that's that. Can still use it, just not where I want to. And the last thing is the weight. This fork is I don't know, at least like 3 times as heavy as the original fork. So that is another thing to consider. Now, I said earlier, this is the 1800 watt My 1020 motor. I mean, it's still handling it nice. It's still moving the bike. I don't notice that much of a difference, but I'm sure it will affect range. For some of you guys out there that have, you know, the EC4P or whatever motors and crazy motors, this weight difference is not gonna be that noticeable. But that is another negative. So the main question is, do the positive outweigh the negatives? And I think they do, to be honest with you. I much rather have a smoother ride like this. I'll figure something out with the front brake. It's not like you lose it forever. I just got to figure out the right brackets and the right spacing, and I can get that front brake to work. We'll just do that next time. And front fender, honestly, I don't really care for. The phone mount is something that I did care for, but again, I can have it on the side of the handlebar, so not the end of the world. So overall, I would say that the positive do outweigh the negatives in this situation. So yeah, overall, I'm super happy with this. Super happy with this build. And it made the bike look very sexy. I am digging the vibe on this, digging the color of the fork. I think it looks great. So yeah, I'm super happy with this project, and I will try to work on this bike, and we might upgrade it more in the future. We might throw a better motor on there, better battery. I still have that original weird sprocket situation and chain, so we may do like complete overhaul to this bike in the future. So definitely stay tuned and consider subscribing if this is something you're interested in. But I appreciate you guys watching as always. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.